Welcome to my 90-day plan warm-up video. Now you will notice that the workouts in the plan do not have a warm-up because I wanted to separate this and do it separately because some people want to do their own warm-up and just crack on with the workout. But I do suggest and highly recommend before any of the HIIT sessions on any of the cycles, you do some kind of warm-up, and this routine is a really good example of something you can do in a short time that's going to really improve your mobility, increase the range of motion in your joints, reduce the risk of injury, and hopefully just make sure you get the best out of every single exercise and therefore every single workout. So we're going to do 7 different moves. Just follow along, nice and simple, take your time, focus on deep breathing, and we're going to start off by doing a walkout. Now this is a great exercise for warming up the hamstrings. So feet on the ground, hands on the ground. We walk out into this high plank position. So finish there, and then walk back, keeping those legs straight, and stand up. So off we go. Just repeat this for 1 minute, and if you find that your legs are really bending, it's because your hamstrings are too tight. So take your feet a bit wider, so then you can get a more of a straighter leg and feel that stretch. Hands on the ground, walk out, tiny little hand, walk in into that high plank. Don't dip your body, strong core. This also kind of activates your core, and stand up tall each time. So hands on the ground, walk out. We're doing a minute on each one, and again walk back, and you will feel those hamstrings get tight and warm up as you come up and down. Perfect, keep going. So high plank, walk back, stand up tall. Perfect. It's a really good one for activating your hamstrings because that's a big muscle group. You don't want to go in cold and pull them and put you out for a few days. Right, keep going. Last little set. Walking up, stand up tall, and relax. Good. So you should have felt that in the hamstrings. We're now going to go to our next one, which is going to be a bit more of a rotation. Now this is great for opening up your hip joints. So in the high plank position, we're going to step our foot just in line with the hands if you can. You may not be that far, you might get it there, but the aim is to hopefully feel that hip open up, and then twist, and then swap. So right foot toward the right hand, and rotate so you're getting your scapula, your shoulders, and your chest opened up. Again, just slow reps. So high plank, step. So just sit there for a second just to feel that stretch. So you're going to really feel that in that joint and the hip there. Feel the stretch, and then we're going to rotate up and round and change. Good. Same again. Rotate. Really good hip opener. Perfect. And open up the upper body a little bit. Okay, we've got 20 seconds on the clock. This is a slow exercise, don't rush it. Keep breathing. We're getting our body ready for the workout because HIIT training, is intense. You don't want to go in ice cold. Perfect. Stretch and relax. Perfect. So these are really, really good exercises, really opening up the joints, and so when you go into a squat or a lunge, you've got the mobility and the range to do that. Next one I'm going to do is a hip flexor hamstring stretch. So left foot forwards, right knee back on the ground. You stretch into that hamstring, so into that hip flexor, then sit into the hamstring. So it's stretch into the hip flexor, sit into the hamstring, stretch. Perfect. We're going to do 30 seconds on each side. So you're stretching that right hand, keep getting it mixed up, hip flexor, and stretching the left hamstring. So it's hip flexor, hamstring, just rocking into that. Deep breaths. Good, and each time you can take it a little bit deeper. Perfect. We're now going to swap sides. So now it's me right leg forwards, left leg back. So hip flexor, hamstring, hip flexor. Perfect. So you're going to feel that there as it stretches through there. And again, these are going to be really used a lot when you squat, when you lunge. So the more range there, the better you're going to squat and lunge. So stretching the hip flexor. 10 seconds to go. Brilliant. And like I said, these aren't static holds. These are kind of, dynamic warm-ups. So they're really, really effective to do before an exercise, before you work out. Okay, next one I'm going to do, so sitting on the ground, hands behind you. What we're going to do some internal and external rotations with the hip. So you're going to try and bring your knee towards the ground and then open up the hip. So we do alternate. We go left and then right again. And you might find that one, it's really mobile. Like that's tighter for me. my right one can almost go to the ground. So I've got more rotation in that hip. And that's why these kind of exercises, you can start to see if you've got any imbalances and what you need to work on more. But this will show when you squat. Like you might find that you lean on one side more, or one side's a bit tighter and you can't get as deep. So doing these little things before, and really actively, like, without sort of twisting your body around, actively drive that knee towards the ground. So think about rotating your ball and socket in your hip, and then pushing it and opening it out as well. So you internally rotate and externally rotate the joint. Basically just get it moving, left and right. Open it up. 10 seconds to go. Perfect. So really open them up as you drive the knee down, then open the gate. One more rep. And relax, perfect. That's a great little move, that one. We're now going to do another one, really good hip opener. We're going to try and sit in this position, right? So 90 degrees with the front leg and 90 degrees with the back leg. You may find that you're sort of leaning right over to the side, or you might not be able to get that full 90 tension and bring it forward. But from there, what we're going to do is lean forwards, feel the stretch, and then just rotate. And the same there. So just stretch, sit into it. Rotate. So I'm still ending with that 90-90. This is called a 90-90 sit, and you're going to really feel that in the hip and the glute, the outside of that hip. Sitting up, so sit into it a little bit. Rotate, same again. It's a really good move, this one, because we don't really sit in this position much. You know, we don't really rotate our hips like this, but it's so important. Good, and again, same again. So just sit. Remember, you might not have the full 90 degree, you might be a little bit closer with the foot, that's fine. You know, adapt it. Eventually, you'll be able to get to that and be able to really sit up in that 90 degree position. I was terrible when I first done this, but it's taken me a while to get to that, but now I can sit in that quite comfortably, and it's just such a good move to get there, and it's helped a lot of my squats and lunges. Okay, so we're now going to do a really good one for our shoulders. Now we often neglect our shoulders, and this is something we're going to be using. You know, we're doing press ups and we're doing shoulder press. So we want to have a good range of motion in our scapula. So we're going to lift our arm up and then start to rotate the hand so that eventually the palm is facing away from you. So you're like drawing a circle with your hand. So go back, rotate, rotate, nice big circle. Back to your side. So your palm's facing you there. And it's not about arching back. Try and lift that arm by keeping your abs tight, so as high as it can go, and then when you reach that point, start to twist it, rotate, drawing a big circle. You're using all them muscles in your shoulder there, and rotate. Perfect. We're now going to do the other side. Okay, so same thing. Arm up, and then really start to twist, rotate that arm, rotate the shoulder, until your hand is facing away from you, and again unscrew it back. Really important, this, for shoulder health. Right, come on, twist, rotate. Good, and relax. Brilliant. Right, last one I'm going to do is called a downward dog, bit of a yoga position. So we're going to start in this high plank like this, okay, and from there we're just going to push back and walk those feet a little bit. Off we go. So you're just walking those heels, if you can, to the ground. So you can go wide. You can bring them a little bit narrower. But as well as doing the hamstrings and walking those heels to the ground, because this is really working our ankle mobility and our calves, we're also going to be pushing the hand into the ground to open up our lats. You know, to really push open that shoulder, so push down and walk, and then we're going to just come forwards and back. So you can do the couple of where you just sort of lean forward and then push into the downward dog, and lean forward, push into the downward dog. Good, keep going. You've got another 10 seconds on the clock. Slow reps. Think about pushing your hands into the ground, stretching from the shoulders and the scapula, and also from the hamstrings. Brilliant. Now, I'll tell you what, We hit a lot of muscles there, a lot of joints. That's a really, really great warm-up video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you feel better for it. And now your body is ready, really, truly ready for a HIIT session. So good luck. Go and smash your workout. And I know you may not have the patience and the discipline to do this every time, but I promise you, if you do warm up the body, you're going to get the most out of your workouts. You're going to, get through this plan and be able to consistently train and not get injured. So really try and put some effort into it and focus on it. You might only do 3 or 4 of those moves. Maybe the one that you find the most difficult, stick with it, challenge yourself and try and get through that, because if it's those hips, if it's that hip stuff, that means that if you can work on that, when it comes to you doing a squat, you could be down here in the squat as opposed to just doing, shallow ones, because you've increased the range of motion, and that's what these moves are about. It's opening up those joints so that you've got the depth to really get into those movements. So thanks for taking part. Have a great day. Good luck with your workout, and I can't wait to see you smash the 90-day plan. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.